In today's video, I have got some new wheels and tires for my 110 scale Traxxas Summit. Now this machine is already running some huge Rc4 wheel drive 40 series Mudslinger tires, but we have something to one up that. I have something even bigger in store. So let me show you what I got. Check it out, guys. These are absolutely massive. Now these tires right here are the Rc4 wheel drive 40 series Thompson Baja MTZs. So they're the exact same brand as the Mudslingers I'm already running, but they're actually a slightly bigger tire. So these actually dwarf the Mudslingers I'm currently running. The Mudslingers come in at 7.55 total diameter, so a little bit over 7.5 inches. These come in at 7.96 inches total diameter. So these are actually 0.4 of an inch taller of a tire than the Mudslingers I'm already currently running, which are already a huge tire. These are much larger. The 40 series tires, by the way, are so much larger than a stock Summit tire. So I don't have a stock Summit tire to compare right here, but trust me, these are already a huge tire, and then these are even bigger. And these are not actually the biggest 40 series available. There's actually another tire out there called the Rc4 wheel drive Rock Crusher tires that are actually 8.2. I think they're 8.2 or 8.26 inch total diameter. So they're even taller than this by almost 0.3 of an inch. The only reason I didn't go with those is because they're actually a skinnier tire, so they're only like 3.2 inches wide. These ones right here are very similar width to the Mudslingers. These are about 3.4, and the Mudslingers are 3.5 inches wide. So tread width is going to be very similar. And the other issue with the Rock Crushers is looking at the pattern and the design. They look like they'd be best suited for like dry rock, you know, West Coast wheeling. For where I'm at in the Midwest, where it's muddy, those Rock Crushers didn't look like they'd be very well suited. So that's the only reason why I didn't go with the Rock Crushers and why I went with these instead. The Mudslingers obviously are going to be probably the best tire when it comes to mud, but these also have a very, very aggressive tread design, which I think would fare pretty darn well in mud. And not that there's anything wrong with the Mudslingers. The Mudslingers have suited me very well. They aren't the best tire for crawling over rock just because those tread blocks don't conform very well and wrap around rock, mainly just because of how thick of a tire this is. It's just such a thick tire. But we might have the exact same issue with these tires right here. But my hope is that we can still get through some pretty decent mud, some pretty decent loose terrain with these tires. I'm going to be mounting them up on some Beadlock wheels. These are the Axial 1/8 scale Beadlock wheels. They're exactly the same wheel as what I'm already currently running. They're just blacked out chrome. So the part number is AX8046. Now the cost of this whole setup right here, guys, it cost me about $120 to get the tires, to get a whole set of 4. So they're about 60 bucks for 2. So they are not cheap. They're actually more expensive than the Mudslingers. And then it cost me about $45 for a pair of these Beadlock wheels. So times 2, we're talking another 90 bucks. So for this whole setup, guys, we're talking about a little over $200 for this whole setup. And then you got to go ahead and put it together. Oddly enough, though, even though these are a taller tire, looking at the weight specs online, they're actually less rotational mass, because these tires right here only weigh in at 12 ounces. The Mudslingers, which have quite a bit of side lug and tread to them, actually weigh in at 16 ounces. So even though these are a slightly smaller diameter tire, the Mudslinger is actually a heavier tire. So these ones right here will actually lower our rotational mass slightly. But that's what we're doing in today's video, guys. Let me go ahead and resituate the camera, get my tools out. We're going to mount these up on the Beadlock wheels. I'll probably just do one on camera, do the rest off camera, and then we're going to test them out. So let's go ahead and jump right in this video. Alrighty, guys, first off, let's go ahead and let's get these Axial Beadlock wheels opened up and see what we're working with. They are all plastic. I was actually looking into some Rc4 wheel drive steel wheels. They were complete stamped, and I was about to pull the trigger on them until I realized the Rc4 wheel drive steel stamp wheels did not include wheel hexes. You had to buy the wheel hexes separately. So when I found that out, I'm like, no, I'm not paying 70 and then another like 18 bucks to get a hold of 2 wheel hexes, 2 17mm wheel hexes that have to bolt in. So when I found that out, it was already 70 bucks for 2 of them, and then go add another 18 bucks for 2 hexes. We're talking like, we're pushing 200 bucks just to get a whole set of 4 of the steel wheels, and that's just not worth it when I can get a set of 4 of these for half that, less than half that. I got set of 4 of these for 45 bucks for 2. You can see they're the exact same tire, they are the exact same wheel I'm already running, just chromed out. So we'll see how that looks. Hopefully it looks cool. We're gonna go ahead and break this open. It has all the screws you need to put the beadlocks together. That's quite a few screws because you have to do both the outside and the inside beadlock ring. And you got to get this tire completely snapped in, the lip of the tire completely snapped into the seat on the beadlock wheel. Now the cool thing is the actual beadlock ring is actually made out of metal. So this right here is some sort of steel, it would appear. It's aluminum. I don't know if that's steel or aluminum. I think it's steel, but the actual beadlock wheel itself is actually plastic. By the way, guys, if you are enjoying this video, make sure to hit that like button. Also, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell so you'll be notified when I do come out with new videos, which I do on a very regular basis. All right, so here's what we're working with. And let's see, which is the inside, which is the outside. Trying to figure out which way the tread pattern goes. I'm assuming this way right here is probably forward rolling. There's no actual direction on these tires. It doesn't show, but looking at the tread pattern, I would guess that this way right here is going to be rolling forward. So we'll go ahead, mount them in here, which will push these through the backside. This is going to be a tight fit, I can tell you that. And actually, looking at it, the tire is actually supposed to sit right in here. Same thing's true for the back. So that lip, you're actually supposed to get draped in here, and then the actual beadlock ring is what's going to actually pin that in place right there. So you need to pull this lip outward. Should have brought some more tools with me to help get this set up on here. There we go. Okay, there. So right here, this is where the actual tire is supposed to seat. Just like that. Now I have to get this side draped over. I'm already chipping the paint, the chrome off of the beadlock. Bummer. Luckily, that's not really a part that you're going to actually see because the beadlock ring is going to cover that up. All right, that's how it's going to go. So first, let's work on the back. So as you can see, I've got the tire seated, so it's very important that you keep the tire in that seat because it's going to want to come out of that little channel that it's pushed into. So there, right now, it's seated into the channel perfectly. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to start installing the screws, and we're going to do like a crisscross pattern. Let me get into a position where you guys can see a little bit better. All right, got to get these lined up. I got my MIP 1.5 millimeter hex driver. Get the hole lined up. Now do another one directly across from it. And then we're just going to keep on doing that crisscross, crisscross, crisscross. Alrighty guys, apologize about that. My camera quit filming for some reason, so I don't think I got all that on camera, but I did get all of the screws put on the beadlock. So the beadlock is on both sides, and this is what it's looking like. So just check it out. I think it looks pretty awesome. What do you guys think? You can see width-wise, actually, I think the Mudslingers are a slightly wider tire with these lugs. I think these come in around 3.5 inches wide compared to this being like 3.4 or 3.45. It's just ever so slightly wider of a tire, but you can tell the diameter, this is a taller tire. So I'm looking forward to testing these out, seeing if they do any better, especially like on rock and stuff. I'm hoping these will do better. So when I go ahead and put these in front of the Mudslingers, you can't even see the Mudslingers anymore. Oh, these are gonna look awesome. I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and turn off the camera, do the other 3 off camera, and then I'll be right back with you guys to test them out. By the way, guys, I think I failed to actually tell you what the part number was on these Thompson Baja MTZ tires. The part number is this right here. It is Z-T0125. Alrighty guys, go ahead, fast forward another half an hour, and I finally have all of the tires mounted onto the wheels. I think they look absolutely epic. Now all I have to do is get them mounted up on the truck, and then we're gonna test them out. So how about at the snap of my fingers, they'll be on the truck. Boom! Guys, they are on, and they look absolutely epic. Let me turn the RC car. From the front, you can really tell how massive these are. The thing definitely has a much higher stance. Now, these might settle a little bit, but as of right now, they're sitting up pretty darn high indeed. Now, one thing I need to do before I forget, when I get home, I need to put Gorilla Tape over the holes, the breather hole in the wheel, just like I did on the Mudslingers, because I am going to be taking this through mud and water, and we don't want water getting in there. And actually, water actually got into these ones anyway. Even though these are beadlocks, water still somehow seeped through the beadlock ring into the tire. So I actually had to drill into these tires. You can see where I drilled into them, multiple holes around the outside because the foams had gotten completely soaked. But I think because I did that, most of the water is expelled out of them. So sometimes you just got to do that. But if I can, I'd like to keep the water out of them altogether if I can. Otherwise, if I do get water in the foams, I can go ahead and drill some small little holes in them. And then when you spin the tires up when you're going fast, expels a lot of that water out. So no water in these ones. I got a couple 4-cell packs with me, or sorry, a couple 2-cell packs, so 4-cell total. And they are not charged actually, they're under storage charge. I didn't have a chance to charge them before I left home. So we're not gonna get a full bash in, but we'll at least test these tires out. Alrighty guys, I'm not gonna leave you completely hanging. I wanna get a little bit of a test in for you real quick before I end this video. We're gonna go ahead, back her up, and jump her off the picnic table. Here we go. Theoretically, it should gain, ooh, tumbled it already. It has a much higher stance now. Theoretically, it should actually gain a little bit of top speed running these big of tires, you know, because it's very similar to changing the gear ratio to a taller gear ratio. Let's get her flipped over. We'll do a little bit of testing, and I'll have a much more thorough bash video coming. Let's get a launch with these. Oh, the black chrome looks so nice, so shiny in the sun. Ready, get it, go. Ooh. Yeah, that's definitely going to be a common occurrence, flipping this thing, now that I have this big of tires on, but comes with the territory of running big tires. Fly by. Still not fast. Summit, still not a speed demon. I forgot, one of my lights burned out when I was, I think it somehow came disconnected when I was bashing this thing down the mountain in Utah. Leave a card in the corner for that video if you want to check it out. But yeah, so one of my front headlights is not working, but you can just tell from the front how much of a gain this has. The biggest gain that we're going to get from running these big of tires is just extra clearance, where we're going to be able to clear some bigger rocks and stuff without getting hung up on suspension arms. I've been looking for some skids, because what I would like to find is skids, or maybe I'll have to make something to cover this up, because the worst scenario is when you run over a jagged rock and the rock catches you right underneath of the suspension arm. So I've been looking for skids that cover up the bottom of this so it'll skid across it. because once you get a jagged pointed rock, gets wedged right up in here, you're stuck. You can't back off of it. You can't go forward usually. So that's probably one of the biggest issues with running this independent suspension. Alrighty guys, it did occur to me, we do actually have some rock we can go play on over there. So, okay, let's put it in first gear, try to tackle some of these rocks. Come on. Oh my gosh, it wanted to do that, guys. It wants to. Success. That was impressive. Give that a thumbs up. Try this one. Just like this, up on the rock. Might be able to do this. And yes, it did. Success. Now this one, I think this might be doable. If that rear tire can climb. It wants to. It's starting to get hung up on the rear arm, I think. It wanted to go across there. How about right there? Looks good. As you can see, that rear tire is biting. Oh yeah. Oh, it slipped. Kind of made it across, but not the way I wanted to. Try it again. See, the issue is we're almost bellying out right there. And then this tire is already off the side, and this tire only has like one of the tread lugs on the very edge actually biting. Nope. There. You got just the right amount of grip from this angle right here. Alright guys, I'm going to wrap up this video. These batteries are basically dead at this point, so thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next video. Like and subscribe, hit that bell.